To name, I just define voice input transcription. Why we put name like this? Here we will create two methods. The first method we will take the input as a audio, and in the second method we can say step 2, that audio we will convert as a text. Okay, so that we will pass it to our LLM model. So in first method, we can say in first step we need to take the input as a audio. So for that, let us import some required library. So the first one is speech recognition. So let us import speech recognition SR. Okay, this one is used to listen voice using the mic. Okay, the second one we will take PyDub. This is also one of the Python library. This is used to convert our audio file in the required format. Okay, so in this example we will convert our audio format WAV to MP3 by using this library. Import, we need to take audio segment. Okay, and the third one, for conversion purpose we need to take IO, one of the IO's library, import byte.io. Okay, so this one is also required in memory file stream. Okay, so I already installed this one. If you didn't install, you need to install this one, like pip install. Okay, you need to install like pip install speak recognition. Okay, pip install like that. Okay, same pip install PyDub, and this one also same. Okay, I'm not spending time to explain this one. I hope you all are aware of this one. Okay, so but this is simple method like pip install PyDub. Okay, if it is not there, you need to install, otherwise you will get error. And third, what is the byte.io? So these two, after that you need to install one additional library which is called PyAudio. Okay, so the PyAudio is used to record and play live audio. Okay, so when you install this one, along with this one you need to install pip install. I already installed. If you want, I will show you here. Pip install PyAudio. So if you write like this, okay, you can see the message like this is already installed, right? So that's why I'm not installing right now. So after importing this one, we need to create our first method, and this method take the input. Okay, so let us give any simple name of this method so that we can easily understand. We can say the first method name is, because here we need to take the input, and that input we need to convert as MP3. So we will define the proper name like capture microphone input as MP3. Okay, and in this method we need to pass 3 parameters. So first is the file path where our audio file is available. The second one is timeout. Okay, so timeout parameter here we define, for example, 10 seconds. So what happens after 10 seconds, this method is automatically closed if there is no input, if there is no voice, right? And the third one is, we need to define the size of our audio voice. So here also we will define like this. Okay, so if you want unlimited, we need to just pass none. Okay, and inside this method, let me copy the code. So I just copy this code. Okay, and along with this one I added one more thing, import logging. So for capturing the log of all the activity, we need to use this library, and this is basic configuration method where we need to pass some format to capture our log. Okay, otherwise the message is very long, but this specific format we will capture only the small message only. I will show you later in this video. First line, if you can see here, we just created one object of recognizer, and this object is very useful. It play like a ear of our AI, and this line we can use to activate our microphone, sr.microphone. Okay, and the microphone output we can save as a source here. And the next line is logging only, just for like starting or ambient noise only. And here we are using, this is also optional one, adjust for ambient noise. Okay, so this is optional one. So what happens when we are starting for talking or initiate the voice, sometime background noise also coming along with our noise, like AC or fan noise, right? So initially we need to ignore that one. So by default we can say here we can pass one parameter as a duration is equal to 1. So after 1 minute only our recording will start. Hope you understand this one. And this is very important method, the next one. So this recognizer, the object what we created, okay, for speech recognition, it has one method which is called listen. So this method take input. Here you can see, right, this is very important line only. Okay, take input as a source, what is the timeout of this one, and what is the size of this one. So these three parameters we pass in this listen method, and the output, our audio will store in this variable audio underscore data. Okay, and again we print one message like recording is completed, like that. Now what happened, the next step, we need to convert this audio data in mp3 format, because by default is a .wav format, and wave is like taking too much size as compared to mp3, and there are many multiple other reasons also we need to, why we need to convert wave to mp3. In short, you can remember like mp3 is a lighter and better than .wav format. So how to convert this one? Here if you can see this audio data, whatever we have, this one we are using one method get wave data. Okay, and that one we will storing in wave data here, and this one we are passing in this byte.io the online stream data. Okay, so this method convert into the mp3. Okay, and finally after converting this segment we will export in format of mp3. And this one exceptional one, this exception, so try catch block we just added to handle our error very well. It is also optional if you want to add, otherwise you can ignore this one. Okay, so let us run this method and we'll see how it is working. So if you can see here, if you want to execute or run this method or function, we need to pass file path, and this value we already defined default value 20 and non means unlimited value. So the one parameter we need file path. Okay, so file path we can give any mp3 for name, for example test.mp3. so what happened, after executing this command, here in our folder we can find this method or this file name mp3 test.mp3. okay, and daily average tips in 2024. Okay, so this file is created, daily average tips in 2024. Okay, for Azure I have this code, so code is already available. So if you want to use direct Azure speech to text library, you can use. Okay, and you can call that web API here, but for demo purpose I am using Rook and GTTS. Okay, so in step 2 we need to convert the recorded voice into the text. Okay, and for that we will use Grok model which is called whisper model. Okay, so for Grok model we need to call Grok live API key here. So for that let us create one variable, same thing what we did in our module 1. Okay, you can copy paste also from there. Okay, this is our environment variable name, and we need to import Grok library also. Please remember this first letter is a case sensitive, so we need to make it capital only. Okay, and model name, let us copy paste the model name here. So model name in Grok API, if you can see, the model name is whisper large, I remember like v3. Okay, so this is the model name, and we need to create here one method. So let us give name like convert speech to text. We can say convert speech to text, we can say with Grok. Okay, so that it is make it more meaningful. Okay, and here we need to pass that our file. Okay, this mp3 file we need to pass here, so we can say file path. Okay, and inside this method, so I just copy the code to save our time. So inside this method, if you can see, first we need to initiate or create the object of this Grok library, and we need to pass our API key here. And this is optional code, if you want you can write. Okay, so just handling if the path is not available or file is not found. Okay, so this OS method has some function is instance is available, dot is file is there or not, right? This is optional one. If you want to add, otherwise you can ignore this one. This is our main method, but here if you can see, this is very simple. Same method we are using. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are passing here model, this whisper model, our audio file name which is in mp3 format, and our language in en. Okay, these three things we are passing here in this create function, and this method will return text. Okay, so let us execute this one and we'll see how it looks like. So first we recorded this one, so this one we will pass and we'll see how it looks like. Okay, let us test this one. Here you can see the output, daily average trips in 2024. So great, our both the methods are working fine. And apart from this, I created additional one method, text to speech. So when we receive the output from our model, if we want to give output as a speech, we can use this one. Okay, this is also very simple code. So let us first concentrate on this first two method only.